Shop talk, shy it, shutty up, day, up, shop tie, shutty up, shop talk, shy it, shutty up, day, up, shop tie, shutty up, shop talk.
What's going on, good people? It is your man, Tole. You're tuned into another edition of Shop Talk, everyone's favorite show right here on everyone's favorite network. Listen, today we have an ultra, I don't know if I've ever used that word, but an ultra exciting show today for you. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We'll get into it in just a moment, but let me tell you that, again, my name's Demetrius Tofree. You're tuned into Shop Talk right here on everyone's favorite network. Want to welcome everybody who's hanging out with us, whether you're joining us live on Facebook or YouTube, or if you're watching a replay of this particular live or this particular stream, we want to welcome you, as well as to our radio partners from around the country who get a chance to play our show on their network. As I always do, I want to say thank you to every station manager, to every program director that thought that it would be nice to have our show on their network in the ears of their listeners. It is all to the good. We say thank you. All right, y'all. Today, listen, let me just tell you in advance, my name's Demetrius Tofree. Normally, you know that already because I always say it all the time, but I'll say it again. My name's Demetrius Tofree. You can tell it because it says so right there on the screen. And you can find me everywhere on social media at DTolefree, at DTOLEFREE. That is on Facebook. That's on Twitter, X, if you still use it, on Instagram, and all those other great places, as well as Ikanache. Thank you. If you want to just test out if you can send me $1,000, listen, don't worry about it. You can send it to me, Venmo at DTolefree or Cash App $DTolefree. Send it to me. I'll let you know I got it. And if you need it back, I know how it is. It's Christmas time. If you need it back, I'll make sure I send it back to you in $100 increments, and we'll make things happen. All right, y'all, as we get ready to go, I just want to let you know I need you all to do me a favor. If you've never tuned into Shop Talk before, welcome to the show. Shop Talk is that good barbershop, beauty shop, coffee shop, nail shop, and thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you, donut shop talk. I felt that in my ikana, where literally no person and no subject is off limits. Listen, before we get going, we've got so much stuff to cover. This show is going to be so exciting. You got to do me that one favor. And I know you say, I just met you. Don't worry about it. Just do me one favor. Get on the phone, call, text, tweet, Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, Social Cam, Periscope, Marco Polo. But tell your mama and them, Ray, Shay, Day, Delicious them, Nut them. Let them all know that we are live right here, right now on the Shop Talk family of networks. And listen, we've got so much to cover that I've got to get right into it. But first of all, early morning shout out to Angela Booker, who I got a chance to see this past Sunday in the flesh, or in the flush, depending on your upbringing. What's going on? Glad to have you hanging out with us on YouTube. My boy, Seymour Bryce, is in the building, hanging out with us on Facebook. All right, y'all, let's get ready to bring up our first co-host. Usually in Hercules, California, but because of her schedule, today she is on location, and we are excited to have her hanging out with us nonetheless. And you know what I got to do? We got to go do what we've been doing for the last few weeks, and that is, wait a minute, I didn't like that one. Do it one more time, Dito. There it is. Come in knocking my door. Take a step that is new. Yes, take a step that is new. Let's bring in my homegirl, who is in a G14 classified location, but she is here with us nonetheless. My homegirl, Ashlyn Tara Cole. Ashlyn, girl, what is going on?
I'm like, G14 classified. No, it's not. You can tell, those of you that travel, you can tell exactly where I am. I am in Vegas at the Southwest. I probably shouldn't tell people because there might be somebody in the airport and be like, yeah, anyway. You know, I have a question though, Dito. I know you travel, and you know, everybody, Yolanda, we all travel, our special guest travels. I am so I was looking at myself and I was like, wow, I just got up and threw something on and came to the airport. I'm so impressed by people that get suited and booted for the airport. Like Dito, do you get like suited up for the airport? I'm thinking comfort,
Yeah,
warmth, layers, because sometimes it's too cold, sometimes it's too hot.
yeah.
I'm trying to wear comfortable shoes because these
And as you
airports.
should. Yeah,
So I'm curious if our listeners like, do y'all get suited and booted for the airport? Remember back in the day, you always got dressed to get on a plane.
yeah,
You
absolutely.
got dressed like you was going to the red carpet.
Yeah. Those
But
days is
now,
long gone. Those days is long gone. Most people now, as we're getting older, things have changed. And remember, we're going to actually do a couple of flying tips or tips for travel during this particular show. So I'm glad that you're mentioning that. But I know one thing that you probably see is a bunch of Apple products. Thank you, Lord Jesus. That's keeping me employed. So it is all good. Glad to have you hanging out with us. We'll keep you right there and make things happen. Want to give a shout out to my cousin Linnell Jonigan, who is in the building. What's going on, cuz? Glad to have you hanging out. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to see you Sunday, man, because you're a local, so we'll get a chance to talk about that. Anyway, let's get ready to keep things going because we got so much to cover that, I should have had it set up. I got to get myself together. Anyway, let's get ready to bring up our next co-host, who is in Hercules of California. Normally, we'd leave Ashton's location, go around a couple corners, go up the street, look in the cul-de-sac to the left, knock on the door, and we'd bring up our next co-host, my guy, Ja'Cory Propro, in the building. Ja'Cory, man, what's going on, bro? First of all, you muted yourself, so you're going to have to unmute while you're talking about it's cold outside. There you go.
Oh, so it's cold outside. Ooh, come on.
Yes,
All right, I'm ready though.
brisk. All right, it's all good. Well, we glad to have you, man. It is all good. Last but not least, for right now, let's get ready to bring up one more co-host after I give a shout out to the homie Nicola East, who is here in the Bay Area. And Nicola, I saw that you made your ticket purchase. Listen, today's guest is just for you in just a moment. Shout out again to my guy, Seymour, who always tell my Dito gets dressed up, even for bed. You know what? I can't, man. Anyway, let's go out to the city of Atlanta, Georgia. And in doing so, you know what? He came on time today. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm going to do it. He came on time. Let's get ready to bring up our next co-host. But before we do, let's give him his formal introduction. Let's find out what it is today.
I'm too blessed, you can't ruin it. Too legit, gotta keep doing it. I can't stop now, you better get used to it. The devil made a mess, I had to grab the broom on him. Sweet, 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 sweet. Tell him I said move, let a real one through. Man, you can't tell me nothing. Nah, you can't tell me nothing.
Yeah. I had to play it today because he's on time. Let's bring him up without further ado out in Atlanta, Georgia. Every hero should have his own theme music. So, let's bring him up. My guy, Demetrius Hunter, in the building. Man, what's going on?
You can't tell me nothing. What's up, Shop Talk? What's going on out there in Freedom Radio Land? God bless y'all. I'm good to be here on time.
Yeah.
When do I come about once a quarter on time?
The Lord is good.
Here's what I appreciate. What I appreciate is that Meech had somebody video that. That's what I appreciate. I appreciate that he said, you know what? Hey, come here. Hey, come here for a second. Hey, can you do me a solid real quick? Hey, just hold this camera real quick. I'm just gonna walk. Just follow me with the camera. You ain't gotta do nothing. I appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not mad at you, man. Hey, again, he's a superhero, man, and every good superhero should have some theme music, and it's all to the good, man. He's out there making things happen in the ATL. Listen, y'all, today we've got an incredible show. We have guests from time to time, but today I'm very, very excited about today's guest because in just a few days, we've been talking about different events, and shout out to all the events that have already started happening in December. We've mentioned here in the Bay Area in particular that it's going to be a December to remember. And in doing so, this coming Sunday in Hayward, California, United States of America. We've got an incredible guest coming to us from the Baltimore area. And before we bring you up, let me just mention this quick video as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make us as CNN as possible. But anyway, we've got this real quick intro to talk about what's going to happen. Take a look at this. We'll be right back in just 30 seconds. Yes, God. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Listen, coming up this to Bay Area this weekend, this coming Sunday, is an incredible artist. He's never been to my church, but I know he's been out here before, but this is going to be absolutely amazing. I come to find out that one of the mothers in my church is his aunt. And he's got cousins in our church. He's got relatives. So that makes me somewhat of a cousin, somewhat of a relative. But
it don't work like that, D-Tom. It don't work like that.
If that's the case, we all cousins. Then if that's really...
that's my cousin too. As much time as I don't put in over there at the Glad Tidings for musicals and convocations and everything else, I got rights.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you.
I don't give offerings.
Well, you know what? And we appreciate every particular offering you've given, because I know it's probably with a sacrifice, and we thank you.
Yes.
For giving. Listen, let's get ready to bring it without further ado out on the East Coast, I believe in the Baltimore area. He'll tell us the exact city, but let's bring him up without further ado. Our guest of the day, Pastor JJ Hairston in the building. Sir, what is going on? Glad to have you with us, and we can't let you talk until we. Yes, we want to welcome you to the show, man. Welcome to the Shop Talk, bro.
Yeah, I'm honored to be here. First of all, I have enjoyed myself so far. Between the video that my brother has, I mean, literally has a videographer following him. I'm inspired. I got and that shout song. I don't know where that clip came from, but I hope y'all dance like that at Glad Tidings. I'm ready now.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a good time, man. We're going to have a good time. We can't wait to officially welcome you to the Bay. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Shout out to the homie Elaine Marie Mooney, who chimes in and says, we cannot wait to see you all. It is all to the good. Shout out to Dr. Maggie Winter, who says that's a Hucklebuck shouting song. I'm not mad at it. Shout out to Darius Henson, who mentions talking about me. No, I do not go suited and booted. It's all good. Anyway, shout out to everybody who is hanging out with us. We've got incredible stuff to talk about. So Pastor JJ, man, again, welcome to the show. Man, we are excited about you coming to Glad Tidings to the Bay Area on this coming Sunday.
Man, I'm excited to have been invited. And this is one invitation that I literally could not turn down, because my family is there, as you mentioned. So it's literally going to be like a family reunion when I come. And I'm excited about what God's going to do. We're going to have an awesome time. And I know that, you know, if I know anything about my family, the church they go to got to have good church. Because last time I came, I was at the house and we had a whole concert in the house. So I know we're going to have a good church.
Yeah, we're gonna have some good church, man. We like to jump and shout and give God glory. Shout out to my guy Derek McDuffie up in the Seattle area in the building. What is going on? Shout out to one of my choir members, Sister Choir Vicky, who says that she can't wait. The Glad Tidings choir is ready. She says, "Let's praise the Lord." Yeah, we're gonna definitely do that. Man, let me just ask you this question. I know we're talking about the fact that you're coming to the Bay, but in terms of questions, man, I just want to ask you. Now, I've been, following you since the early days of Youth for Praise, when it was two of y'all on the cover.
Yep.
And, back with the Awesome God and all those kind of things. And now you've gone on to accomplish so very much. And congratulations to you on all of your success. But what I want to ask you in particular is, how has the journey of being an artist? Now, we know that you pastor a church now, and I know I can only imagine how that works. But how has the journey of an artist been for you from the many years when you started back, into the place where you are now, man. So how has that whole artist journey been for you?
It's been good because our artist journey reflects our our Christian journey, if I could say that. When we first started, we were we were just a church choir, and not just, but we were a church choir. We were singing every fourth Sunday. We were the teens of TFT. Never had any aspiration to be something that was known outside of our area. We just wanted to, we just wanted and had to sing once a month, and we did that. But then while we were singing, my mother-in-law, who's amazing, my father-in-law, Bishop J.C. White, is a great songwriter, very well known for the Institutional Radio Choir in Brooklyn, New York. So with Institutional, they didn't sing other people's songs. So I remember back in the day, my mother-in-law said, y'all sing everybody else's songs, but you don't have your own songs.
Mm.
So we started writing our own songs, myself and Pastor Sean Brown, who went on to be with the Lord. We started writing. We recorded our first record in 1999. And the only reason we recorded is because we had started singing the Awesome God song a few years before we recorded it, and people from different areas started to sing it. So we just wanted to be able to say, hey, that's our song. And when we went up and down the East Coast, we wanted to have some CDs to sell. Never had any aspirations or thought about it being a record that's released worldwide. We just wanted to have something to put in the truck or in the bus. So we thank God that he blessed our little and made it what it has become today. So we've had the opportunity to see God blow on just a little thing that we thought we had. But in that, we also went through all the journey of our personal relationship with the Father. And honestly, in 2005, Demetrius, I'd say that's when I really got saved.
Yeah.
That's when I really knew who I was supposed to be and how I was supposed to respond as a child of God. And when that happened, my music started to change. What I started to hear changed. And that's when we recorded the record live, to Praise the Worship. So on that record had Incredible God, Incredible Praise, and You Are So Awesome, and songs like that. So people think that we transitioned to a worship and praise style sound because of whatever was happening culturally, or to go into a new sound. But we really were just doing what I heard. And I'm grateful that we were able to be a part of an initiation of a new sound that was released for choir music. We didn't start it, but we were a part of the genesis of it. And we're so grateful for what God has done through us and for us on our journey through music.
That's good stuff, man. You basically just said that you just, took a step. So basically, you stepped out and just, made things happen, and the Lord blessed you going out and making things happen, and pretty much the rest is history.
Yeah.
That's great stuff. And I heard you say that you really, really got saved in 2005. I'm not mad at you, man. I wish more people would just be honest and say, hey, I was in church, but now this is when I really, really got it. And when I did that, that's when the Lord really, took us to the next level and made things happen, man. I love it. That is a great testimony, bro. Shout out to my guy Danny Ford hanging out with us in Texas City, Texas. Shout out to Misha Boyd hanging out with us in the Bay Area, and she says good morning. She says everyone, my sisters, and I love the Youthful Praise CD. He is the Spirit of God. Great stuff, man. I have to admit, bro, you put out some great music. We here in the Bay Area sing quite a bit of your music. My church in particular, our praise team.
Wow.
We all take our turn singing some great JJ Hairston music, man. So again, congrats to you with all of the success that you have had thus far. Ashton, I throw it out to you. I know we were talking before JJ came on, and I know you got a couple of things that you might want to mention. So, Ashton, what is your question for our guest today?
Well, first of all, we're so excited to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us. And I'm in the airport, so forgive me for this background noise. But you said that you were just doing the sound that you heard. And when you did the live reunion, Washington, D.C., now the sound in D.C. is different East Coast versus West Coast versus the Southwest versus Central. All we have sound. Chicago sound is different from. What is that like traveling from place to place? Because, like D Tole just said, you're going to these churches, we're learning your material, you're bringing, the worship with your songs that originated from a sound, but we all have a different interpretation of that. What is that like to go from, east to west to the south, even internationally to other countries? When you started out with a sound, how has it translated, and how does that bridge the gap really between all of us?
I love that question. So what we've been able to do, to God be the glory, is to release music that everyone can interpret in their own way. And so you're right. There's definitely different expressions based on where, people are. And I've heard some of the songs that I've written, like in Chicago, the way they sing it is just really different. But what I've noticed is because of the style and the posture behind the writing of the song, the message stays the same, even though the expression is different. So even, I share this. One time I heard, and there was this little orphanage in Nigeria that sang "You Deserve It," and I could see the vulnerability and the really transparency of these children while they was singing this worship song that we've released. And to be honest, I was overwhelmed because they didn't have the full orchestration, they didn't have the band, they didn't have vibrato, they don't have any of the things that we have, but the heart posture behind the song was the same. And that's always my goal and my desire. Whatever we release, however you sang it, I've heard "You Deserve It" as a quartet song. No lie, I've heard it. So however you sing it, however you release it, however you express it, as long as the heart posture is the same, I think we've done our job with what we've released.
I love that. And I know D Tole, he heard quartet. He's about to go look that up and find that quartet.
I
And I need
send you a clip.
and I need you to know the clear people are singing your music too. So we look.
Yes. Now, Pastor JJ, now I don't know, you may not have ever met Ashlyn face to face or in person, but I know she's a little light skinned, a little more light skinned than you, but she is a powerhouse of a singer. That she's only in that airport because she's leaving the Bay Area going to do some singing in a different city. She travels the world as an amazing vocalist. She was on not American Idol. She was on Sunday Best, the last Sunday Best, and she's an amazing singer. So she's really being nice. But anyway, let's get ready to go a little bit further. Ja'Cory is back, but before we do anything, want to shout out Sonny Vaughn, who is one of the praise and worship leaders at our church, who you'll get a chance to meet in just a few days. Shout out to Karen Weston in the building from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Shout out to Ty McClain, the Bay Area's own Ty McClain, videographer of her own kind, who is hanging out with us. Shout out to James Prothro II, who is Ja'Cory's brother, and as well as to Leonard Bailey, my bro, who has brand new music out. Please make sure you go and get it. It is absolutely amazing. Shout out to Sister Pauline from my church hanging out with us on YouTube. Hassan Thomas, also in Texas. Listen, we're getting people chiming in from everywhere. Again, shout out to Nicola East, who's talking about Ashlyn, who says that she can sing her off. It is all to the good. Shout out to Sharon Pringles Matthews, the wife of Bay Area artist Lawrence Keith Matthews, who will be a part of the concert on Sunday as well, and so many more. Denisha Delane is in the building, who says that JJ Hairston is solid, which we all know and believe. She says, I love his working testimony and the character impact on his ministry. No better words are being spoken. Listen, as we are talking about this, I need to just go ahead and put it out there that the event that we're making reference to, he is coming to the Bay Area this coming Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. The doors will open at 2-ish. You know, we Church of God in Christ. But listen, the event is scheduled to start at 3 p.m. You don't want to miss it. We're going to feature the Glad Tidings International Mass Choir. We have been working feverishly preparing for this particular event. We also have Bay Area artist Joe Douglas and SOP. They will be singing as well as backing up our featured artist with us today, Pastor JJ Hairston. And as I just mentioned a moment ago, not on the flyer, but Lawrence Keith Matthews is going to be opening up the event doing praise and worship. Woo! And so you already know how that's going to go. And Bishop Anthony L. Willis will be our MC of the day. Now, while we're doing all of this, and I'm about to throw it out to Jacory, but while I'm doing all this, let me do my due diligence and let you know the tickets are available. And I know what you're saying. I couldn't scan that QR code. It was too small. Don't worry about it. That's why I'm Tole. This is why I do what I do. There is a better QR code up in that corner that you can scan at your leisure. I'm going to leave it up for a few minutes for you to be able to do that. The tickets are available. And just because you're tuned in today, you can use the promo code Shop Talk, all as one word, Shop Talk, SHOPTALK, as one word, as the promo code. And because you're hanging out with us today, you will get a $5 discount off of the ticket. The tickets are only $20, but just because you're hanging out with us, use the promo code Shop Talk as one word, you'll get $5 off of the tickets. All right, with that being said, Jacory Prothro, man, we throw it out to you. And I know that you probably have an interesting question, yes, sir, for our guest today, man. The virtual floor is yours.
Say that you are like the imprint to the new millennial hymnal, in my own words, because, you know, a lot of us, you know, don't listen to that old time. You are on time. But I would pose the question, because I would say that I'm like the Bay Area. I Have No Reason to Fear, man. I kind of took that song and made it my own and gave it its own little tag. How did you connect with Wendy Wyatt and come up with this revised version of I Have No Reason to Fear?
Man, first of all, I'm glad you said that. I'm going to have to pull you up on No Reason to Fear on Sunday now that I know this. Wendy Wyatt is, I don't know who does not know her. If you don't know her, you sleeping, because she is one of the most phenomenal voices in the world to me. I did not hear it from Wendy first. I was watching Pastor John Hanna and his praise team sang No Reason to Fear. And I was like, oh, that's a powerful song. Come to find out, they were singing Wendy's song. So I, did a little stuff to it and put it out. But, and honestly, when we first put it out, Wendy and I, we hadn't like personally talked. And a good friend who went on to be with the Lord, Jeff Grant, was, one of the most greatest guys in gospel music. He connected us, and since Wendy and I have become great friends. I just love her. I love what she does. I've been to Bishop Blues conference, and she's very active there. But that's how we got connected. And Wendy's version is like more Caribbean, but it's still good because it's Wendy. But she, we churched it a little bit. We still have not had the. As a matter of fact, I think we brought her up once when we asked CCFM, and we sung a little bit of it together. But of course, shameless plug, if you have not heard Wendy Wyatt and us together, listen to the live reunion record. And she sang one of our first songs we ever released called Song of Praise, and she just smashed it. Here's a little known fact. Most of what you hear, because we had to do some modifications, most of what you hear on the record is from rehearsal. That was just her first time singing the song. She picked up the microphone and then boom, it was like crazy. And we had to capture some of that. So it went up on the record. But we love Wendy. I'm so grateful. And Jacory, you got me scared because you said it's cold in San Francisco. It's cold in the Bay. I thought I was going to be going to sun and, have to be wearing shorts, and you got a coat and hat. So I'm,
yeah.
You better pull out your triple goose and bring that with you.
Just bring the warm Holy Ghost and we'll be okay.
Yeah. It's a little brisk. Man. But you'll make it, man. You being from the East Coast, it's not as cold as what you probably are experiencing. But for us, it's cold for us.
It's
So
30 right here. It's 30 here right now. So
oh no. We don't do 30s, man. We don't do that. Sister Connie Cox from my church says it's freezing. Well, freezing for us is 57. It's 57 degrees.
oh, okay, that's a good day here for us. Okay, got it. Now I got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, hey, man, we've got Demetrius Hunter, who is our resident superhero because he has his own theme music. He is hanging out with us, man. Demetrius, I know, bro, that you have a great question for our guest, man. So the virtual floor is now yours.
I really don't have questions. Y'all talked about the history, but nobody went back to when he was singing that tenor section with James Hall. Okay,
Yes.
we ain't talked about that part when it's in there. So, I mean, first, welcome to the show. Great to see you. We've been in several rooms at the same time. First time was when you were singing with James Hall, when I was up in New York visiting with Curvy and Conway Giddens.
Wow.
And then when you came to California, I think you was there for something else, but you came. I was singing with Robert Weaver and the Weaver Chorale, may he rest in peace.
Oh yeah.
And so me and Ernie when it was cool, and they talked me into driving y'all from the Bay to Fresno to go sing in the vans.
I remember that.
And I was like, what? So I mean, but we got there, got
Yes,
y'all
we
there,
did.
got y'all back to the Bay. Wonderful ride. Y'all were just you for praise then, just coming out. Very humble. But great, you and your groups have always been very humble. Watching your growth from James Hall, because when you for praise, I said, wait a minute, I know that dude. That's a dude from James. Nah. So I hit up everybody. I'm like, is that? They was like, yeah, that's him. He got his own. I was like, oh, okay. So, seeing that growth and from there and how everything is going on, even you as just the only director now at this point, just still carrying that mantle and still continuing to elevate. And now you're a pastor. JJ Hairston. We gotta remember that. 'Cause when I met you, it was just JJ. So that was Pastor JJ Hairston. But definitely, glad to definitely see your growth. I just have one question, because I don't know what was going through your mind when you thought Denisha Ballard and bringing Stretch out and not putting a warning label on that album, because when I first got it, I didn't even know what was on there. And I'm driving down 85 in Atlanta, and all I hear is I hear her voice. I'm going, wait a minute. I go back. I said, oh man, I gotta pull over because it's about to take me out. Like, you can't put out music like that and not put a warning label on the front and let us know, because not only is she the original, but she still drives that song the way she does. Y'all killed it at Convocation. I mean, it's like y'all just kill it everywhere you go. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be a fan. I'm excited to be a follower. I'm excited to be a supporter. And keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's so funny. My father-in-law wrote Stretch Out in 1965.
Right.
And I met Donisha because I was watching the video, that old video of
that
her,
black and white.
Yeah, the black and white video. And so Donisha's actually been singing with me for like 5 years now.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
But we had never, I kind of felt like Stretch Out for her was this own thing that became what she was. But I felt like for the reunion, how amazing it would be for us to do it together and for my father-in-law to be able to sit there and watch.
Right. Yeah.
So it was just such an amazing moment. But when we did it at Convocation, I don't know what happened.
When she said how, and she stepped back up, I said, whoa, she about to go there. Because I ain't never seen her do that.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good.
Y'all killed it.
We've been to Convocation a few times, but that was actually one of my favorites. We had such a good time.
Oh, I definitely appreciate y'all for doing that. Keep doing it. Keep bringing everybody you bring out is just actually just phenomenal. You even went down to Stockton and got Sean Dotson and his crew.
Yes.
I mean, I was like, man, you just pulling them out. And Sean is a phenomenal.
Sean's coming through Sunday.
Huh?
Sean's coming through Sunday to sing with us.
Oh, okay. He should. As he should.
Yep.
As he definitely should. Because he could just sing.
Yeah.
I mean, the boy, I don't even know where he gets it from. He just flat foot sings. So yeah, you gonna have a mic toss going around Sunday.
It's
I'm
gonna be
mad I
great.
won't be there with my camera. Yeah, because you pass that mic to Sean Dodson, then you pass it to Chakori. If Ashton is there back from Vegas, pass to her. I mean, y'all don't churched out. Ain't even nothing else to do but have a dismissal prayer. Because I'm sure this I'm sure D-Tone gonna tap it in a woo somewhere, between
Whoa, man.
Just there as a
I'm excited.
as a concert goer, man. It's all to the good. Hey, listen. I'm first of all, again, Pastor. I'm grateful to have you hanging out with us. It's going to be a great time. Those of you who are hanging out, if you have not got your tickets yet, uh, listen, you can do that right now. You can do that right now. You can scan that particular QR code on the screen on that flyer. It's going to be a great time. We have the Glad Tidings International Mass Choir who is going to be opening up. We've got Lawrence Matthews that's going to be doing praise and worship. We've got Joe Douglas that's going to be ministering in song as well as doing backgrounds for Pastor JJ Hairston. It's going to be an amazing time. Tickets are available. They're only $20, but as I mentioned a little earlier, because you're hanging out with us right now, if you use the promo code SHOPTALK as one word, you will be able to get your tickets with a bit of a discount. And we look forward to making that happen. All right. Now, I want to push things up a little bit, just a little bit, Pastor, while I got you. Now, you've been laughing and giggling. That's great. So that means that we don't have to be all eat kind of shit
Yeah,
the whole time, that we can switch up a little bit and ask you something a little bit different. And that is, I want to talk to you now. You, as Ashley mentioned, first of all, hold on before I get to my question. Me and Ashley was talking about it, and Ashley's like, I do this every time. I do this every time. Yeah, Ashley, no. She's like, no, I don't want to talk about it. No, I want to ask you, man. Just me and you, bro.
Okay.
How many times do people confuse you for James Fortune?
Man, so I finally had to post a picture of me and James Fortune together.
I
So
bet.
people would see that we are not the same person.
Right.
And when I posted it, y'all ever seen the Spider-Man picture where it was like three of them pointing at each other? And it's
Right.
really one. They said this picture didn't help because we literally people thought we still look like the same person in the picture.
Yeah.
Honestly, James is my dude. We're great friends. The funniest story about James, I always thought that people mistake me for him, but he said one time he went to the Potter's house, and we had just like a couple months before that we had went to the Potter's house, had an amazing experience. God moves. So he got to the Potter's house and he was in the back, and they escorted him to the front row. Said, "No, you got to sit here." And then he said, "Thank you so much for your ministry a few months ago." So they thought he was me. They brought him. They were calling him me.
Wow.
So it's just, we get it all the time. I respect him. I praise God for him. I love what he's doing. So it's all good. I've stopped correcting people.
That's too funny. And then I was going to say, it's not Harrison, JJ Harrison. People, I'm sure they say your last name. They say it wrong all the time. I hear people, and it's like, eventually, do you keep correcting them, or you just like, well, God's got the glory?
You got it. No problem. Whatever you interpret, that's all okay with me.
Yep, absolutely. I love it, man. Listen, I want to change up just a hair because I know you, like Ashlyn is right now, and Ja'Cory does all the time, and Demetrius does all the time, and me every blue moon. That is traveling. Now we're traveling. Now you're getting ready to be traveling during the holidays. Any particular tips for those who are traveling during the holidays? There's during this time. This is the busiest season of the year for those who fly, and I know Pastor who. Now, funny thing is, Ashlyn, you and Pastor Hairston, and you're not about to make me call him Harrison. I know it, but you both have something in common that you probably didn't know, and that is you both, first of all, have the same preferred airline. Ashlyn and Pastor have the same preferred airlines. I ain't gonna go into
blue and orange.
There you go. I'm not mad at it. But I mean, any particular travel tips, man, that you would like to share with people that might help them during this season?
So first of all, Ashlyn got it right. Wear a mask. I know, we're not COVID afraid anymore, but there's just all types of stuff happening, and I just intend to come home the same way I left. And because I love Southwest, there are times when people will sit right next to you and you don't know what's happening. So I just wear a mask. Um, you know, let me be honest with y'all. I am not the guy who likes to sit in the airport for 2 hours before it's time to board. That's never going to be me. But by the same token, because I know that I plan to get there an hour before the flight leaves, I already know that there may be some hustle and bustle, and there may be some people you become frustrated with. So I pack my patience along with my clothes. I don't go in there, ready to go off for anybody that slows me down or anybody that's doing their job. I'm patient, and I'm very much aware that my decision to come an hour before the flight leaves affects my ability to, have a whole lot of time before it's time to do what I got to do. I don't build a lot of going in time. So, okay, I'm going to have to rush. I'm going to have to run through the airport. I'm going to have to lift my bags myself. All the stuff that I don't want to have to do, I do because I don't like to sit in the airport for a long time. So whatever your decisions are, be willing to support your decisions without having an attitude.
Yeah.
Don't come in there going off on people. And ladies, okay, I'm gonna say this. I heard y'all say, how do y'all dress for the airport? I don't go in. I have to look like I'm be decent, because if the one time I come in here with looking like crazy, somebody can say, "Hey, I see it. Can I take a picture?" And I don't want to mess up y'all picture, so I come in and look decent. Ladies, represent yourselves well in the airport, because you never know who's gonna see you. This is for the fellas too.
True enough. True enough.
Your grand moment may happen.
You never know what your moment is going to be. So look like you want to be. What do they say? Dress like you want to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the airport.
See,
I like that, man. That's good stuff. Go ahead, Ash.
I like that. Dress like you want to be addressed. I love
Like
it. I'm
that
going to use
too.
that.
Yeah,
I think, yeah, absolutely. So the mask, I wear the mask for virus. Of course, people are coughing and sniffing and all that stuff. But as a singer, as a vocalist, to all those people that are watching, that actually will help preserve your vocal cords also, because you've got recycled air. It's super dry.
Yes.
Regardless. So there's even like specialty masks that will use the moisture in the air to actually create a humidifying effect for your voice while you're on the plane. So it's just something to keep in mind. I will say this about Southwest. I did an experiment last year because I've had, status with United. I've had status with Delta. And I did an experiment. I was like, I want to see what it's like to have status with Southwest. And so I exclusively, all my contracts, I said, you're going to book my ticket through Southwest. Now, most of the time I can't get a direct flight, as you know, because you got to stop off in one of the hubs in the middle. But the status, having A-list status or A-list preferred status it is amazing. Let me tell you, they gave me a phone call one time. They called me directly to say, Ms. Cole, your flight has been delayed, but we want you to know that we've rebooked you on another flight. I said, what kind of service is this? You get the preferred line. They take care of you. You can board the plane first. Status on Southwest has been amazing. And so I've renewed again this year. I've flown enough. So yeah, Southwest, shout out to Southwest for real.
I love Southwest. And only they're messing up a little bit next year because they're making you choose seats now. I feel
hallelujah.
I'm totally comfortable with just getting on because I'm always gonna be, A1 through 15. So I'm always gonna know that I'm gonna get one of those first seats, but they're getting rid of that now, which I hate. Yeah. But other than that, it's beautiful.
They gotta have a Comfort Plus for me. I need the Comfort Plus. I love my Delta Comfort Plus. I love the fact that I have leg room. I like sitting up towards the front. I ain't got to fight for the seat. But I do Southwest as well. I do my pre-check, everything. I get to the like you, JJ, I get to the airport about an hour, sometimes 50 minutes before my flight. But I'm also TSA and pre-check. So, I'm not standing. And I live in Atlanta. Yep. I'm not standing in long lines. I'm going straight on through.
Right.
But I pay for that. So, and because I know I don't want to be there 2 hours before. And I know I live in a city where their airports are always going to have you at least a 2 hour wait going through that line. So, Yeah, I can't do it. Dressing to the airport, my God.
Yeah.
I can't stand to see people look like they just got out the bed and came straight to the airport. I'm talking about the bonnets and the slippers and I've seen one late girl came through there with her robe and I said, oh, she really just got out the bed. She had a robe and a bonnet and some slippers on
She
Wow.
and
put on
some stretch pants and a t-shirt.
That's something. That's something. As we're talking about all these great things, we do have another great co-host that is ready to join us. Now, Pastor JJ, I'm sure you can see that this particular show, all of our guests or all of our co-hosts are literally around the country. Ashlyn and Ja'Cory, who live in the same city in California. I also am in California, but Demetrius is in Atlanta. Our next great co-host that we're getting ready to bring up abides in Charlotte, North Carolina. Absolutely amazing young lady. She does all of our graphics. And you know what? Before I bring her up, we talked about that it's been cold. And maybe I think I have the exact remedy for all the things that you guys are going through. Ashley, you're so smart. Thanks for reminding me. Let me give you this information that all of you might want to participate, even Pastor Hairston. Let's take a look at this. We'll be right back right after this. Hey everyone, this is Demetrius Toll-Free from your favorite radio show, Shop Talk, where literally no person or subject is off limits, with some great information that you want to hear. As you know, the season is starting to change from summer to fall and winter, and we don't want you to be left out in the cold. With that said, this is a perfect time for you to get your freedom gear. We have hoodies in an array of sizes and colors, both pullover and zip up. And we recently introduced some FDR beanies that will keep your head warm as well. As an added bonus, we have added some other great items in our store, such as AirPod cases, iPhone cases, masks, wireless chargers, hats, water bottles and mugs, and of course, t-shirts. Simply go to freedomradio.com/shop or open up the Freedom Radio app on your Apple or Android device and click the FDR gear icon. Thank you so much for your continued support, and we know that freedom looks good on you. And we are back. Welcome back to Shop Talk, everyone's favorite show right here on everyone's favorite network. That's right. The season has changed. And if you haven't done so, please make sure that you get a chance to get your freedom gear. I had my hoodie on last week, but I got the heater on today. So anyway, let's get ready to bring up our next co-host hanging out with us out in Charlotte, North Carolina. And therefore, come and knock at my door. Come and knock at my door. Take a step. Anyway, let's get ready to bring up my homegirl without any further ado. The incredibly talented Yolanda Quincella Morant in the building. Yolanda,
Hey,
what's on? Welcome to today's
what's
show.
happening? What's
All,
going on?
all is well. How about you?
Good.
Good, good. Well,
Hi,
we are.
Pastor JJ.
Hi, Yolanda. How you doing? Unexpected
Good.
surprise. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well, sir.
Yeah, she is also a part of this incredible Shop Talk team that helps push gospel music forward and give artists an opportunity to be heard. So we are glad to have all of you hanging out with us. Want to mention something in particular that I haven't done so as of yet, and that is Yolanda and myself and Ja'Cory and Ashlyn. We've been working behind the scenes feverishly to do a few things. And over the last few weeks, I've been talking about specifically the FDR faves. However, we have gone a step further because it is now holiday time, and there are so many people. I know most of us have all of these different playlists and all that type of stuff, and that's great. But I think that we have put together a great playlist that all of you will enjoy, and that is the FDR Christmas. It is, holiday offerings of praise and encouragement. Hope. You'll catch it in a minute. It is holiday offerings of praise and encouragement. Hope. You'll catch it in a minute. Anyway, that particular playlist is now available. You can. It is Apple Music related, but you can get that particular playlist if you're able to just particularly click on that link if you can. If not, take a screenshot of it. You can click it later if you have an iPhone and be able to make things happen. But I mentioned this particular playlist because Yolanda has put in some effort, put in some time to create this graphic. And she, along with Jacory and Ashlyn and myself, have been working to put this incredible playlist together with some music that is curated just for you. And I hope if we have it, I want to make sure that we add Pastor Hairston's Christmas song that we may get a chance to hear over the weekend. We'll find out. We will see what this Sunday holds for us. But Pastor, I want to ask you this question, man. Now, listen, I ask this to artists all of the time, and everyone has a different answer. My question to you at this point is, now you are an artist that has been on many stages, big, small, and indifferent around the world, not just the country. And if you were to encourage, sir, an artist and an aspiring artist that is trying to get to your level of success or even beyond, what would be your advice to that aspiring artist?
There's so much I could say. If I was to, I'll say this, we weren't really aspiring when I was young, but one thing I would tell myself, that the choir director / lead 25 years ago, I would say that no one is critiquing you more than you are.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we criticize ourselves so much worse than what other people are criticizing us.
Mm.
And we instill fear in our own hearts because we're so afraid of critique. And we're trying to tell ourselves everything everybody else would be saying or what we think they're saying about us, when really there is somebody that actually appreciates your gift. Now, be excellent. Excellence means being timely. Excellence means being prepared. But after the excellence, after the preparation, you're gonna have to just depend on God's anointing. Now, you can't say you're anointed by God, but you hate what you produce.
Ooh, Jesus.
So if you're saying that, what I'm releasing is God-given and God-breathed, then stop criticizing it.
Wow.
Know that it's for someone. Even if it's not for everyone, it's for someone. Appreciate who God releases you to, appreciate who you're allowed to minister to, and be content with that space. Don't over criticize yourself. Just know that God is using you for the people he's intending for you to minister to.
Wow, man. That's good. That's good stuff.
Ooh, I'm encouraged.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. Now, I'm sure you may not know because you don't know all of us personally, but each one of us that you see on this stage right now is a singer, artist, whether we're aspiring or have been on stages like or not. But each one of us are singers in our own right, man. And I think, man, you just spoke a word to all of us, brother. Thank you, man, for sharing that.
Praise
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
You're talking to the young me, so I'm glad you all could hear what I needed to say to young JJ.
Yeah. I'm not mad at you, brother. That's good stuff. Now, Yolanda, we got you who hanging out with us out in North Carolina, and all of us have had a chance to have a moment with Pastor JJ. But it's your turn. If you had a question, I'm sure you do, for Pastor Hairston. What is your question of the day?
Well, I always have a question, right? I'm a curious girl. But I do want to say this publicly. I had the opportunity to meet Pastor JJ at Mr. Larry Crawford's event several years ago. Shout out to Mr. Larry Crawford. And I will always say this. I was in a room full of people. No one knew who I was. No one knew that I did the graphics. No one knew that I fought for them to be on the event. No one knew that. And out of everyone in the room, I said maybe one or two other people, he was the only person that spoke to me. I've never forgotten that moment. And he introduced himself. He was kind, and he's always been that same person ever since that day. So that stuck with me, because sometimes you don't know who people are and where life is and where life may take them. So tons of I could talk about AI, I could talk about this. So maybe my question is there's a lot of mergers happening at this moment, right? We have this big merger happening with Warner Brothers and HBO and Netflix and this and this and that. And I think sometimes the gospel community feels like those things don't affect us. But I
Mhm.
think on the latter part they do. My question is to you is do you think the collaboration we're not seeing it in my we're seeing it, but like I'm an old new school girl, like James Moore and
Mhm.
you and this. So do you think the collaboration that's happened in the secular world is flowing into the kingdom or flowing into the gospel world?
Excellent question. First of all, thank you for acknowledging our meeting. What I've learned is um, people remember how you treated them before they remember how you impressed them.
Absolutely.
Like I could kill it on the stage and be mean to you, and you'll remember that more than you remember the songs that I sang.
Absolutely.
So we've been intentionally, um, and it's not even fake. It's like, I really just want to be kind to everyone. So thank you for acknowledging that. But Yolanda, I don't think people realize that gospel music has already seen the effects of collaboration. Think
Hmm.
about it. BET, when BET was its own thing, there was Bobby Jones Gospel, there was
Yes.
Lift Every Voice,
Yes.
Celebration of Gospel. When they merged or got bought out by Viacom, you
Hmm.
saw
Hmm.
less and less of that programming happening to now there's no gospel on Sunday mornings.
Absolutely.
So it's a slow progression, but it happens. And because of that, a lot of the opportunities we had in gospel music are no longer there.
Hmm.
And you have to be at a certain place where you get secular opportunities because the strictly gospel opportunities are not national. They're no longer available. So we have to, as far as gospel music artists and listeners, be very aware of mergers that limit our opportunity to be seen.
Hmm. Hmm.
Netflix is one of the few networks that hosts or has some type of inspirational programming on it that they include. It's not necessarily like you're not going to see a gospel show, but they are not against having um, a show that has gospel programming in it. If you
Hmm.
look at some Netflix shows, there's some shows about preachers and stuff like that
Yeah,
on.
absolutely.
You don't see that on HBO Max.
Absolutely.
You don't see that on a lot of the Warner Brothers stuff. So now you'll see opportunities
Oh, that's
where
cool.
BET and Viacom that limited our opportunities. Now we may have opportunities open up to us
Oh, that's
because of
good.
this merger. So while the BET Viacom merger was kind of negative for us, I think that this can be something positive. So I'm excited about what's happening with Netflix and Warner Brothers if it happens. But I also know that there are some people who aren't excited about it because they're
Hmm.
like, what happens to the movies? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
I think that we as gospel music listeners, artists, we need to be very aware of what's happening. Whether we see the
Hmm.
effect right away, know that it can down the pike affect what we do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because I just want to add this one thing.
Yep.
You can't live. I know I love Jesus, right? I'm a forever Jesus girl until I'm 125. But I think sometimes the concern with for me, I am a gospel head. I'm very sensitive about gospel music. I will fight for gospel music, but what my concern is sometimes we stay in our own four walls. And
Yep.
then staying in our own four walls a lot of times limits the flexibility or the reach we can have. So someone today has like literally have no idea what I'm talking about. That
Absolutely.
Netflix and Warner Brothers are there like in a bidding war,
Hmm.
and that does affect people. It affects actors, it affects this, it affects movies. But to what you said, it is opportunity. So my thought is to be prepared for the opportunity, right? And I think Pastor JJ is prepared. So when they call his name, say, "Hey, we want you to da da da," he's prepared
Yeah.
rather than saying this has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I've learned is I made contact with the guy. He's a good friend of ours. His name is Wade, and he's on the team that manages PJ Morton. And what he did was when it was time for Pete, he did Maroon 5. Maroon 5 is dope, all that.
Mhm.
But when it came to releasing his own stuff, PJ Morton was Bishop Morton's son, right?
Mhm.
Bishop Paul Morton, straight up gospel, all of that. Like, he is that guy. But when PJ wanted to broaden his reach, he didn't go to churches to say, hey, remember who my dad is. He showed the reach he had because of Maroon 5. So it's important that we understand that the church network can be limited and you can broaden your horizons without compromising your standards.
Absolutely.
It is very, PJ Morton loves the Lord. He is a family man. All the stuff that he has great morals, everything you would expect of a child of God, he still maintains. But he is now one of the premier R&B artists in the world. So it's very important that he don't cuss in his lyrics and none of that happens. So it's very possible to know the Lord, love God, and still be viable to other networks besides the church network.
That's good stuff, man. Listen, I'm looking up at the clock, y'all. I know you all have enjoyed this like we have. We've been sitting back, learning and gleaning and doing all that we can in this short time period. Listen, I'm looking at the clock. We're not out of conversation, as you can tell, but we're just merely out of time. I got to get ready to go. But before we go, Pastor JJ Hairston, want to thank you for making this time. And again, if you haven't done so, please make sure that you get your tickets this coming Sunday in Hayward, California at 3 p.m. Pastor JJ Hairston will be there with us, as my grandmother would say, in the flesh, but I know she meant in the flesh. Anyway, you can definitely use the QR code on the screen, and you can use the discount code SHOPTALK as one word to get a discount off of your tickets. As we get ready to go, just want to let you know, hey, we really, really appreciate your time, man. We can't wait to have you on Sunday. And any closing comments, sir? Final thoughts for us.
Man, I want everybody in the Bay to come out and let's really celebrate what the Lord is doing. Let's celebrate Jesus. He is the reason for the season. Celebrate my family reunion because I get to see the Daces and the Sextons and the Alexanders and everybody in our family. So we're gonna have a good time at Glad Tidings. If you did not plan to come, I'm hoping that because of this conversation you plan to come now, because we're gonna have a good time in church Sunday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. Listen, as a closing comment as we leave, just want to remind you that if you go as far as you can see, then you'll see further. Yep. I'm going to say it one more time for those in the back. If you go as far as you can see, when you get there, promise you, you'll see further. On behalf of Ashlyn Cole, Yolanda Morant, Ja'Cory Prothro, Demetrius Hunter, and our special guest, the Pastor JJ Hairston. My name is Demetrius Tollfree. Until the next time on this same Shop Talk Network at the same Shop Talk time, y'all know how we do it. You can help us say it. I'll holla, holla, y'all.